welcome back to another episode of Kerbal Space Program. Now, you might notice that this one's quite long, and yeah, it's a long one. But let's just get into it and get into the save. Come on, quit taking your time. Get in the save. Get in the save. All right, but now we're moving on to the build, where we're gonna be doing the second part of a build that we started last time. That's right. This is a beautiful lander stage for our spacecraft destined for the rocky hills of Ike. And this one's gonna have all the science on it, since having science on both the command module and the lander would be redundant, and you need the science on the lander more. But yeah, lots of building happening here. I don't have much to say, we're just putting in monopropellant. And a lot of these build things are just like the same. Like I just say, you know, oh, I put in this here, I put in this here, oh, this, that. Anyways, got the lander now. This is the lander. No, those are the landing legs. Put it in batteries, because I don't want to run out of power. And put it in some nice ladders. It's actually like the perfect amount of ladders. Like, they've covered just the right stretch. Now put it in some RCS thrusters for docking purposes. Solar panels. Oh yeah, then I try putting like an antenna in there, but I end up deciding against it. And why am I telling you this when you can just watch it? No, I'm ruining the watching experience of this build. Yeah, I end up realizing that they're not gonna fit right about here, and just decide to put one on the front. And fun fact, I was planning originally before building this to put a like rover on it, but I just forgot. Like, I forgot while I was building that I wanted to do that, so, no rover. Oh, and I put a probe core in here that never gets used at all, because I wasn't sure if, like, the, ground science modules would be able to transmit far enough. So I reasoned that, you know, this could act as a probe in orbit of Ike after the mission, but it ended up never getting used because they could transmit far enough with the right module. Putting in some flags now, because you need the style, naming it, saving it, so I don't lose any progress if the game decides to crash. Fairing, because fairings are awesome. And now I'm doing in you know, stage I'll get it fully into orbit, putting in some RCS thrusters, then looking to see at the size of fuel tanks, because I want a little bit more fuel, but not like a ton, and putting them on, putting everything together. And oh yeah, got the first stage being assembled with one of my favorite thrusters in the whole game. Love that thing. It's phenomenal. Oh, up until you unlock the Mammoth engine. Engine? I guess, yeah, thrusters are engines. It's kind of weird to think about, but they effectively are. They use similar principles. It's just instead of, you know, spinning a motor, they, you know, just throw in a ton of hot gas. Like, literal tons of hot gas really, really fast. That's how thrust works, guys. It's just throwing a ton of stuff back really, really fast. And, yeah, I'm just putting in the ground science modules now. You can never have too many solar panels, you know? And soon all of this will be done, and then, well, yeah, then I've just got, like, finishing touches like fins, separatrons, struts, that sort of thing. Things that make sure the rocket isn't stupidly bad to fly. But yeah, So it's soon gonna be over. Just got some final RCS thrusters, and then yeah, the egg lander's complete. Woo! Oh yeah, it's staging. And now it's complete. Yeah! Alright, that's it. Now we're gonna go and check on the position of Duna, and then check out the space station. Now you see there's a massive problem with the station. It does not generate enough power. It does not have enough power storage. So yeah, it ends up losing a ton of power when you try to transmit stuff with it. Transmit the science. And it runs out. The solution to this is literally just time warping fast enough that the power kind of glitches out. So that's what I ended up doing. And then I check on the position of Duna, warp forward a bit more. Then I end up checking on the thing again, and I probably end up warping a bit too far, but it's fine. We'll have a solution for that. But yeah, just checking up on the station, making sure to transmit to the science eventually. And then once it's all nice and transmitted, I just head back to the tracking station to warp forward again for some reason. Yeah, the angle is way under like 45 degrees now. But yeah, just getting some minor things with all the science I got from that. But once it's done, I'll be prepared to launch the first part of this mission, the command module. I probably could have launched them both in like one massive rocket, but I didn't want to make a massive rocket, so yeah. Kicking Bob out and then launched the command module. All in all, it is a fine sunset for a launch, and your eyes are spared because it's still daytime. Now let's launch. I ended up rocketing slightly too far to the right, but that actually ends up being like really good for a gravity turn on this thing. Like this gets into a really smooth and nice orbit. Like pulling this off felt great. And now as we continue, we're accelerating upwards. Soon the boosters will come off, and I want them off a bit too early, but that just makes them look even cooler. And yeah, we're just smoothly heading up to orbit. And the first stage is being staged right about now. Alright. And now we're getting into a nice, simple park in orbit. And, fiddling with maneuvers now. Before we get into space proper and can ditch that stupid, ugly, stupid, bad, dumb, idiot fairing. I'm sorry, fairing. I didn't mean it. You don't. Please don't take it personally, fairing. I'm sorry. I apologize. No, the fairing. I can't believe the fairing did that over my words. No. But yeah, we're getting into in orbit now, and yeah, that's about it. It's in orbit. Now let's launch the second stage. Kick Val out there so we don't leave Val behind, and I think past me has some words about this launch. I'm not quite sure though. Damn, that was just lightning out in the open. Like, not even. I guess there is a thunderstorm over there, but. Oh. Yeah, that was really weird lightning. Anyways, time for yet another beautiful sunset launch. Yeah, that's right. I'm saying everything about this launch. That other loser in the future can't say nothing about these launches. Oh, but I will, you poor, sweet, naive summer child. Yeah, we launch up nice and steadily, and surely I won't mess this up at any parts, will I? But yeah, we're just coasting on. It's not coasting yet. Why am I saying coasting? Boosters disengaged and kicked out, being too stinky. And now, alright, now, yeah, I did not do a good gravity turn that time. And, let's just say I, fumbled the staging a tad and decided that this launch isn't worth it. Damn it! Ah, oh, damn it! I totally forgot about. I, my staging. I forgot the staging. Ah! At least this time I'll, you know, do the launch better. Sure. Hey, quit your snickering about the. You can't say anything about my launch.
Oh, but I can.
You knew full well this is gonna happen. I did it. So. Oh, apparently I sped up some of the things I said there. Yeah, well, you'll just have to decipher it. I have no idea what I said there. I didn't even know I said something there. This is truly incredible. Oh, like, it's a puzzle for you to solve in the comments below. Yeah, this actually goes a lot smoother and better. It's a much nicer gravity turn this time. So all in all, that was a really worthwhile reset. And then I create a temp quick save that I then delete once I get up to a nice comfortable orbit. I believe this time do I? Oh yeah, just keep the fairing on. But Bob is now well on his way to orbit. Like, Bob is in orbit. Now that was a clean burn. It really was. And as the sun sets and a quick save is made, we prepare for one of the hardest things to do in this entire game. That's right. Rendezvous! Yay! That's why I went to 76,000 meters. Because otherwise I wouldn't have enough room to do a rendezvous. And this isn't the only rendezvous I'll be doing in this mission. Oh no, far from it. But now it's just a slow and steady process of getting them nice and closer together. Give them some time, they're getting there. They're getting closer. Give it some time. Yeah, they're now nice and close. So close that I'll have to do another maneuver to get them even closer. Yeah. I'm great at this whole commentary thing, you know? Just absolutely incredible at it. You can't get commentary like this from another guy. But yeah, now as we are slowly approaching them, and so I'm just fiddling with more maneuvers. That's all rendezvous are in this game. It's just fiddling with maneuvers until you get close enough. That's really it. I don't know if yeah, I think I just end up doing it manually from here on out. I'm close enough now where manual's the only way. You can see I'm pointing towards the target. And I don't think you can actually see it yet. There will come a time when it does get close enough to see, though. Not sure when that'll be, however. Well, obviously, it's sometime within, like, the next 2 minutes. final maneuver to get it nice and close. And there it is now. You can see it. Get it nice and close. Nice and close. Going a bit fast. I'm sure I won't go, this fast for any other rendezvous. I'm sure of it. Yeah, and now we're using the patented Matlown latency method of docking, and there it is. Nice and docked. Now I'm just gonna bring Bob over from one side to the other. And there we have it. Also, if you hear any, like, super fast chewing sounds at any point, I had, like, a box of sour straps next to me while recording the gameplay, and if you've ever had sour straps, you know they're just impossible to ignore. They're just incredible. Yeah, now I'm fumbling around with a maneuver for a while to get to Duna. And whatever I seem to do, it just doesn't quite get close enough. But eventually I do get one close enough, then do a course correction burn where I find out that, something. What do I find out? Stay tuned! It's gonna be revealed in the video. This is how videos work. I'm purposefully not telling you information to keep it a surprise for later. But we're approaching the burn now, so enjoy that burn. Oh yeah, that's a nice burn. Nice and easy. Yeah, that's the good stuff. What am I saying? Yeah, now I'm fiddling with a course correction into, get into a Duna encounter, because I love Duna! Yeah! Woo! But yeah, this is sped up quite a bit. It was a long time of just fiddling. Until I finally managed to get the maneuver, and it was quite big. And then I messed up the staging. So I went back. And this time, I fiddled with the staging to hopefully get it correct. And most importantly, I discovered something incredible. You see, in order to get this Duna encounter, I have to go quite far in, like, the radial indirection. And the moon can actually help the mun. Not the moon, the mun. I will always call it the mun, even if the correct pronunciation is moon. But it actually does help me get close enough with a gravity assist. So that's what I do. I get a gravity assist. From the mun. That's right. This Ike mission was sponsored by Big Mud to help sell more mud visits. This is the third time in this series that I've visited the mud. And the second time where it hasn't been an actual mud mission that I've visited it with. This KSP Science Mode series should really be called, Mun. And for the win, considering how much it's been present along with it. Nice mun flyby and gravity assist now. I do like some binder science to see if I can get anything from the mun that I haven't before, which I do. I get the magnetometer boom. And I don't actually get close enough for space low around the mun, sadly. So I only get that once. But now we're going interplanetary. Yeah. And now it got a lot of science to do. That's gonna be a theme of this mission. It's just tons of science everywhere. Science. Science everywhere. Yeah, just popping out with Bob, doing a ton of science. And collecting it all so I can bring it back home with me. Nice and simple, easy like. And then back in. Nice little save, and then off to the course correction bird we go, where I actually managed to get an Ike encounter straight up. Yeah, just like that. It's that easy, folks. Now to the bird we go. And get ready for the greatest bird of your life. And then I just end up ditching the thing anyways. We got burning Ike, and there it goes. And I use some RCS to get a nice and close to Ike. Yeah, I'm happy about that. Off to Ike we go. And yeah. Doing more science once we got into Duna's sphere of influence. There's a lot of science to do. By the way, this is like probably an hour or two into like, you know, gameplay. Like the raw recording of this episode is like 3 hours long. There's a lot here. Yeah, preparing my Ike circularization maneuver. So I can get nice and tight around Ike. That sounds wrong. That is. Sometimes I just say cursed things for the sake of saying cursed things. But now we draw near to space around Ike. And you know what that means? More science! Yay! There's so much to do. It's just constantly clicking everything over and over again. Yeah. Like, it's just constantly time warp science, time warp science, time warp science. Not to mention, like, occasionally I'll pop over to the space station and transmit the science there. That's another, like, repetitive thing I gotta do. There's a lot of repetitive things in this, but it's all worth it for the parallax ground scatter on Ike, which you'll get to see in a short amount of time. But first we burn in. Burning, man. Yeah. We're burning into orbit around Ike. Where that's right. You guessed it. You know exactly what we're doing. Hey, but first we gotta actually get into, you know, orbit around Ike. And there we go. We did it, Ike orbit. Now it's time for the one thing that you're all excited for. That's right, me taking the thumbnail screenshot. That's what I'm doing here. You can see it happening in real time. There it was, you saw it? That was the thumbnail. You don't always see that, but
I
now
love doing 5 billion science reports.
Yep. I was getting kind of tired at that point of doing this over and over again. By the way, this was all like one straight 3-hour long game session. It like, and given some of the stuff that happens in this, I was pretty tired by the end, especially since it was like nearly midnight by the time I was finished this. But yeah, I've got all the science. And, yeah. Also, by the way, I'm doing this, like, whole, recording in, like, straight. One nice, long, uh, recording. So I'm talking for, like, an hour straight here. This is... Why did I subject myself to this? But now you can see we've undocked. Because we're preparing to land on Ike. It's Ike. Everybody likes Ike. And even though like Ike is one of the boring gray rocks in KSP, it's honestly like got some of the most charm to it. Like obviously the mud is iconic, but Ike's just got charm. And actually there's not a lot of gray rocks. Like I can only think of Ike and the Mun and Tylo, although Tylo's more brown. Is there like some other gray rock I don't know about? Must be nothing. But yeah, now we've actually I completely talked through the landing on Ike, and I found out that the as I fumble around with these hops, I realized that that's just space near Ike, so no point in getting that. But yeah, now it's time to get out there and land with the one, the only, Jebediah Kerman. One small step for her Kerman, one giant leap for Kerbal kind. Yeah, that's right. This episode I actually get the quote out correctly. Ha! Take that, I can't fumble in post! Post, you know, no, I fumbled in post. Yeah, now just get a science. Yes. And planted a beautiful flag. Oh yeah, then I like say something kind of poetic. Yeah, sure, it'll be our next voyage. I definitely won't, like, do a Mun base or something, because I can't be bothered to go interplanetary again in the next episode. Yeah, golfing. Incredible. And then get ready for repetition! As I have to, you know, constantly, take these parts to the ground and set them up. Yeah, I do this for a while. Just setting up all the ground science. Yeah, expect this to be a while of me just placing down science stuff. Be glad this is sped up, because this was a long time just doing this. You know, I'm glad there's more stuff to do on the surface of the planet, but like, sometimes you gotta admit that if you gotta do so much stuff, sometimes it can take a lot out of you. Maybe I should have put the, you know, storage closer to the ground. Oh yeah, then I end up placing some lights around for style purposes. But believe me, this is nowhere near the end of the setup, because I've still got more solar panels and more science. Yeah, I'm doing these lights solely for, you know, just because they look kind of cool. Alright, you can jump really high on Ike. Oh yeah, this one just constantly fell down, so I had to use Bob's head, Bob's gigantic head to support it. But yeah, it's just more solar panels to set up. What joy. And then, oh yeah, the fun size, he's make register one. Fun. And then I think that might be one of the last things I got to set up on the surface. Yeah, I think that's it for the surface science stuff. So now we're yeah, we're ready to rendezvous again. Gotta time warp a bit, just so that it's overhead. And honestly, I've honestly done pretty well so far with like the rendezvous in this episode. Like I'm not very great at this game, so it's honestly just impressive that I've gotten to a point where I can rendezvous fairly consistently. As long as I don't like mess it up in any way, in any comedic circumstance, like say getting so close and then forgetting one tiny detail that results in, you know, the complete failure of the mission. Good thing that'll never happen, he says knowingly with knowledge. Yeah, we're just gonna be in orbit a bit, so I can eventually get close enough to a rendezvous. And it honestly doesn't take long for the rendezvous to happen. Like, it's pretty dang quick. I'm a master at timing, what can I say? I'm the greatest Kerbal Space Program player there ever was. I'm sure nothing will contradict that in the next, like, 5 seconds. Look at that, nothing contradicted that in the next 5 seconds. What about the next minute, though? Oh no. That's alright. I may forget one tiny detail called slowing down. Shit, fuck. Yeah. No! I realized way too fast that I was about to... Ah. Yep. Ah. Well, I mean, that's not that big of a deal. Yeah. I mean, you only wasted a tiny amount of your time. Yeah, I just realized that this episode did not have enough explosions, you know. There's a critical lack of explosions since, like, the first episode, so needed to increase the amount for viewer retention, he says 34 minutes into a 52-minute long video. But yeah, don't worry, this rendezvous goes a lot more swimmingly. Alright, if I mess up at any point in this episode, it'll only be messed up at that point once. Alright, I'm not insane. I'll only mess it up at a point once. But now we're preparing to actually get nice and close. Nice and close. Close and nice. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Can you tell I've run out of things to talk about? Like, can you in the comments give me any tips and tricks to be more entertaining? Cause I am struggling here. Like, I I don't know if there's been an episode that's gone on this long. My lungs can't handle this much talking. uh, yeah, we're getting close to the rendezvous now. You know what? You know what? As we rendezvous, I'll become a silent YouTuber for a minute or so. Have fun in silence, suckers, with this patented Matt Loudly method of talking. You have to pay him royalties every time. Seriously, he's like emailed me 15 times about this. He's getting very angry with the fact that I'm using his patented method. Alright, I'm becoming a silent YouTuber now, trust. 3, 2, 1, silence. Okay, now that my voice has had a teensy-weensy break, you can see that we're tab warping over to the next data transfer window. And this one's actually a bit of a better transfer window. But yeah, also, throughout that period, yes, I did check out the space station multiple times. Yes, it did drain my soul each time. No, I'm not okay. Please give me help. But yeah, I drained all the fuel from the lander because I realized I wasn't gonna like use it ever, and I need all the Delta V I can get. The juicy, delicious, delectable Delta V. But now, taking all the science from it to plop into the nice little command module. Why'd I say it like that? I don't know. Yeah, then I've transferred over Bob and Jeb to the main module. I'm trying to close doors. So I fumbled for a while there trying to close that door, then I just gave up closing the other one. But yeah. Now I'm... And of course, I realized very quickly that, oh yeah, right, when you're leaving a moon directly, you want it to be in the right spot. Then I fumble with this for a bit until I manage to actually get a Kerbin encounter at some point. I don't know where I get it quite. So yeah. You know what? There's a lot of I don't knows, man. It's been a little while since I've recorded this. I've been dreading this nearly hour-long straight of me talking. Cause yeah. This is definitely... Don't try this at home, kids. Help me. But yeah. Oh yeah, getting a nice Kerbin encounter now. You get like one frame of Ike being really glitched out. And now off to the maneuver. And away we go, folks. Yup, that's right. I'm talking like this for the rest of the episode. Cause I ran out of things that would make me seem funny and cool and relatable. So I have to put on a funny voice to keep you entertained. This is what happens when I talk for nearly 40 minutes straight. I lose all sanity. Help me. Help me. Help me. Help me. But yeah, get ready for a fun time, folks, as I prepare to, you know, get into the atmosphere proper, like atmospheric entry maneuver entry per atmosphere. This is sped up 8 times, by the way. I spent a long time fumbling with maneuvers. You'll see. Maybe I'll cut a bit more of the maneuver fumbling out in future episodes. I don't know, but yeah, next episode probably won't be this long. I might take a short breather between episodes. Of course, this one is. Of course, I schedule all my episodes in advance, so for you, it has been a week since my last episode. For me, it has been a couple days since I recorded the last episode. That's what I do. I'm recording all these like back to back. You could probably tell why I'd be a bit fatigued if I'm doing that. You know, it's not like I'm playing this game once per week. No, I'm playing it like all in a week. Oh yeah, and I'm headed nice and close to Kerbin now, prepared for a beautiful atmospheric re-entry. Oh yeah, and I'm slowing down a bit because, you know, might as well use a bit of this fuel that is otherwise just gonna explode. Then I undock it and prepare for a beautiful fireworks show. I'll go silent for this because I think past me will talk through it. Maybe. Yeah, look at it. Isn't that just great? I said I'd go silent. Man, that's beautiful. Right past me. Oh, those were some pretty fireworks. They sure were. Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, this whole mission was worth it just for that moment. That was absolute cinema, man. That was incredible. It truly was. And now we decelerate towards the ground. Release the parachutes and surely don't land in a precarious situation. That would just be a precarious situation to be in. And surely no precarious situations await this command pod. Precarious. Anyways, what does past me have to say about this stunning vista we're about to see? I said we're about to see. Past me, take it away. Talk! Talk, damn it! That, like, this is just an incredible shot. Look at that. That is awesome. I am so glad we ended up coming back at sunset. Like, was this sunrise? This is sunrise. So glad that we ended up coming back at sunrise, man. That was definitely worth it. So this thing's totally gonna roll. And a roll it does. Surely nothing bad will come of this. Smoothly roll into the ocean. I just don't want them to get too dizzy, you know? Yeah, because dizziness is the worst thing that will come from rolling. They're just rolling on. I wonder. This was a mistake! Oh no! What have I done? I wasn't even spinning that fast. Oh wait, this is actually manageable now. Look at us go. I sure hope nothing bad happens. You know, I'm gonna let it spin into the ocean. Why'd you? Oh no, that's gonna cause something bad to happen. Okay, I caused it to spin a bit honkily, and oh that's blowing some stuff up. It's fine. Wait, no, it's not. The experiments. No! What have I done? Then is that the closest I have? It is, isn't it? Fuck. Fuck. God damn! No, I should have just let it slow down. Why did I do this to myself? No! There's been so many times where I've just messed up this episode and then stuff like this happens. Yeah, skill issue on your part, bud. Ah, great. Great. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. Ah, ah, well, it's not too big of a deal. I can just, you know, why do I save all the, best parts for last? I'm just gonna, yeah, you know what? You know. Well, you guys got all the pretty shots. Now I'm just gonna, I don't know what I'm just gonna do. You're obviously just gonna re-enter the atmosphere. That's so annoying. Yeah. Why did I have to do this at the end and not the start? At the end too, when I thought, let's hope we went. Let's hope we land in the water this time. Yeah. You know what? Next episode, I'm gonna do a backflip with the rocket on the launch pad, just because sometimes this will happen. I'm not very good at this game, if you couldn't tell. Like, I'm good enough to get interplanetary, but I'm not, like, even Matt Lown level. And if you know anything about playing this game, it's that Matt Lown is nowhere near the peak of this game. No discredit to Matt Lown. That is purely to credit all the crazy technical KSP players. Who's, like, who are able to launch something through Joule to gain infinite hit momentum. Like, seriously, have you seen that video where, like, they launch something through Joule? It's just crazy what some people are able to do with this game. Yeah. You know, why does it seem like Past Me is better at doing the commentary than Present Me? Like, why does this guy know what to talk about? What does he have that I don't? Nah, but like, yeah, another pretty shot, and Past Me will have even more words, which is a blessing for my voice. Like, 47 minutes into this recording. Anyways, pretty fireworks. Man, that was that was even cooler the second time round. How? You know what? That's why I didn't unintentionally break it. I did it intentionally so we could see that again for the second time. I'm playing 5D chess here. I'm not fumbling around, bumbling confused. I'm doing this all for the entertainment value. And you will, like, subscribe and comment and all that jazz after this. This is my best episode of the series yet, and I planned it from the start. Ooh, evil cackling sure does take a lot out of you. Not really. I just wanted to find some way to end that. That's right, it was all a bit. It always has been. This ain't 5D chess. This is 5D diplomacy. Man makes incredibly niche reference that only 3 people get. Those 3 people are extremely elated. And later the common rabble beat him with hammers. It's still just as beautiful the second time round. Yeah, it's kind of funny, like, my commentary's like, beat him with hammers and then he commenting on a beautiful vista. Like, that's what happens when you forget what you say. You make stupid jokes like that before, like, 5,601 science? Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my. And now I'm gonna spend it all in one sitting. Getting everything that hit juicy, succulent science could get net me. Yeah, I'm just unlocking a ton of stuff. now. I end up like trying to decide what to get with it. I think I end up deciding on like everything I selected plus the uh, communications. Yeah. Oh yeah, bet you forgot about this, didn't you? The space station. Yeah. Well, it needs to transmit its last science and then you know, pop out of orbit. They've been up there for 3 years. Their bones are jelly. We need to get them down. And now that they've basically got, not enough data left to mean anything, we might as well, deorbit them. And so that's what's gonna be done. A nice, simple, easy, calm deorbiting. Happening in 3, 2, 1. Wait, I already deorbited them. Now they're entering the atmosphere, where we get one final pristine shot of fireworks. Not really. It doesn't explode like the interplanetary one did, but it's still pretty. So let's watch, shall we? Now you see, if I were a smarter YouTuber, this is where the credits would roll, but I'm not that smart, so you just get a nice, long, beautiful shot. With minimal commentary, I say, as I continue to commentate. Like, seriously, I keep saying in this episode, like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna talk for this part because I'm, like, my voice is tired and stuff, and then I talk anyways because I can't help it, because I need to say something. Oh yeah, then this is where I realized these don't work in atmosphere. Yeah, and I jettisoned the heat shield. It's gone now. It won't be missed. It was a criminal. But yeah, safely to the ground and getting in some extra tiny bit of science. Not enough to actually unlock anything, though. But I'd still check to make sure. But with that, that is the end of this episode. If you liked, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!